Hello, everybody. This is Attorney Mike Gravlin coming to you from Chicago. As usual, you'll have to excuse the dress. I just had a motion and I was trying to squeeze in a little live. While I was milling about this morning, I just threw Judge Middleton's call on to see if there would be anything worth looking at, and there was. In fact, there's a bunch. I'm going to look at this particular clip because it got kind of rowdy. And it's interesting. It's a sad situation. It's a little funny. It's mostly sad. It's basically another cat fight. I just did a video called Catfight with Steve Lehto. We had a great time with that. And this is another cat fight, but it's got different dynamics. So that's what I wanted to do right now. So let's get started.
If we have to make a decision regarding that, we will. All right, I want you to turn yourself in at the jail by 7 p.m. tonight. You're good to go, sir.
All right, thank you.
Hi, everybody.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Hi, Nada.
Thank you. Now, we've got our next batch of cases which are set. And
Hi, Chris.
Ms. here. Ms. Lennox is here, and I want to do that one. Princeton Wright is here. And Tim George is here, and iPhone SE2. Deborah Susan Page Spencer is the complaining witness in Lennox.
Can you hear the feed?
There was a bond violation. I asked my secretary to fax it to you, and then I didn't get it back. So she got arrested last night for violating the bond. But let's do that so she can get lunch at the jail. Who is iPhone SE2? What's your name?
That's me. Kimberly Beaumont.
All right, Miss Beaumont. I didn't recognize you.
Thanks, Nick. Is that better?
Miss Lennox is unrepresented, but I want to accomplish this sentence.
Okay.
And Miss Spencer is here, which I appreciate. This is the time and date for sentencing in 211941. Miss Lennox was earlier sentenced in an assault charge in file 21569 FY by Judge Pattison. She was given 91 days in jail, was to pay a $475 fine by September 1st. She didn't pay it. In the meantime, she got arrested on this new assault charge on September 21st on Susan Spencer. Apparently there were some other, Laura, could I have that report back on Victoria Lennox that you were gonna fax? There were other issues last night between the parties, and finally the Sturgis Police Department got tired of it and took Ms. Lennox into custody for a bond violation. So we'll start a little bit unusual.
Thank you, Tommy.
Ms. Spencer, thank you for being here. Would you unmute your microphone?
Can you hear me?
Yes,
Hi,
I can
Taco.
hear you. Victoria got arrested last night. You and she were both fighting again or arguing, or I'm not sure what happened. Victoria was gonna go into inpatient. We'll get more of that. What do you want me to know here?
Yes, Chris. We'll do a special episode.
I think that it's
Thank you.
important to realize from a judge's perspective that there is two sides to every story, and it takes two people to fight and two people to argue. And, I mean, I think that, or I hope that you guys would really listen to what she has to say, because she's done a lot of work to get sober, you know, and she really wants out of Sturgis. I want out of Sturgis. But I think that what we're doing is not working for us. So, you know, I think that we both need, like, you know, couples counseling, anger management, anything to do with coping skills, boundaries, codependency. I feel like treatment, it would be the best option, you know. I think she's a wonderful person, and I do love her very much.
Agreed. I don't know what
And
that
I
is.
hated to see her go to jail
And
last
thank you.
night. But right now it's out of my control. And so all I can say is that I hope you guys view it kind of like I do, you know, like treatment is far more effective than just sitting in jail. And I know this because I've gone through drug court, I've gone through ATC, FTC, I've been on probation, I've been to rehab, you know, and jail never did anything for me.
Okay, so the argument is you want treatment instead of jail. Then she does a laundry list of treatment she's had, and she is now in jail.
So I really hope that you guys take that into consideration. That's all I have to say.
Thank you for being here. Stick around. Ms. Davis, what do you want to tell me?
I certainly appreciate that Ms. Spencer is here. We had not heard from her until this morning. She did call in and spoke with the victim advocate. So I do appreciate that she's here and giving her input. That being said, these two have an extremely toxic relationship from what I can see as an outsider. They can't live with each other, can't live without each other. When we last spoke with Miss Lennox, it was November 15th, and she was appearing, from what she said, was the Gilmore Center doing rehab, had a good plan, was going to go to a different town, move out of Sturgis, stay in the Kalamazoo area. And so it looks like she was supposed to get out on the 26th of November. So I don't know what happened between then and now, but I did briefly review the police report, and I think it's important to point out that Sturgis police not only were called out at the time when they responded in the morning, but also have been called out during the overnight hours. So,
Same thing happened yesterday.
Yeah, so I mean, I thought when I started reading the report, I thought maybe they had sent the wrong one, because it was just exactly similar to what they had been doing previously and why we're here today. I also, though, wanted to point out to the court that their DV that happened before that one did include a firearm, and the firearm being shot inside of a house. I don't know what to do with these two, or with Miss Lennox, other than keep them apart and hope that something works as far as treatment and anger management and counseling. But again, you can't force people into that. They have to want it. And the Gilmore Center is a very good program, and I don't understand why Miss Lennox would put herself back into the frying pan after she had finally gotten out of it. So I guess with that, it's the court's decision on what to do with her. Thank you.
Ms. Lennox, what do you want to tell me?
So I did go to Gilmore. I did complete the program. On the way out, was even offered to come back and work there in 4 months. I was impressed with the program, from intake, detox, the staff, the scheduling, all the way to aftercare, which was set up for my appointments for today at 2 o'clock and 4 o'clock. I had called Enterprise and rented a car for the day that I was supposed to pick up this morning at 9 o'clock. And while I was gone, the plan was that that Paige simultaneously was going to be getting clean. And when I got out, I found that she still was really struggling. When we started to get into it on Friday night, I left and I went and got a hotel room for the night that I really couldn't afford to get. I was told by the officer that the plan was for Paige to leave and go to her brother's in Benton Harbor. She was not going to be in my house when I got home. I came home in the morning. She was not home. When she got there, the yelling and the fighting started again, and I called the cops. I knew that I had court coming up, so I tried to remove myself from the situation several times, but I called the cops and I honestly didn't even know that we weren't supposed to be talking. So, or in contact with each other. So when they arrested me, I honestly felt at peace that the situation was over. I slept in a safe place for the night, but it was not
Ooh.
as far as throwing myself back into a frying pan is not something that I wanted. It wasn't something that was part of the plan as far as anger management or
Thank you, Juggernaut. That's
counseling.
awesome.
I think that I could benefit from that, but I'm to the point where I feel like a personal protection order and where I can live in my own house and not be threatened, at least until I know that Paige is sober and clean, because when she's sober, she's a totally different person than when she's not.
I really feel sorry for this woman at this point. Obviously, there's a lot going on. She's not particularly honest, but she is serious about her sobriety, and you'll see that this is not a good situation.
My front door of my house right now is kicked in, completely kicked in. I sent the police screenshots of her saying that she's going to kill herself and make me watch. Really, just um, very sick things, you know. And we can't be in the same house. It is my house. My name is on the lease. It says one person. She's not supposed to be there, and now everything in my house is destroyed again. There's holes in the walls, things are broken. My front door, like I said, is kicked in. So right now, my house is not even locked while I'm sitting here. And
Who's your land?
my landlord is Roxanne Lewis, and she knows that it's an issue having Paige there and has asked me not to have her there. But anytime that I ask her to leave, she says, evict me. So it's going to be a long, drawn out process. I don't have family in the area. I don't have any clean friends, which is why I have to go to a hotel room, and I can't. I even called the domestic abuse shelter, and they are filled up right now. And if there was a way that I could just, you know, remove myself safely from the situation and not have to stay in a hotel room, I would do it in a second. I don't want to see Paige out on the street, but she does.
I've learned this just from doing these videos. You see Susan Page is who she's talking about. She's bottom center, and she just cannot keep the camera still or keep stable. And I've never like really encountered this because I don't do this, but that seems to be like the telltale sign of meth use.
Does have family in the area. She is connected in the NAA community, so she does know sober people. She has a support system that I don't have. But she needs to get clean and back on her meds and sane before we can even have a normal conversation.
There is no me and you.
All right, just
Ever.
relax. Susan.
Wow.
Yes, sir.
Be in the basement hallway or something. Will you hold still? You're making me dizzy. Was Victoria drinking or using yesterday when you guys got into your argument?
No, she was not. Can I speak, sir?
Yes, but I wish you'd hold still. You really are making me dizzy.
I'm freezing. I'm standing in a dump hopper corner at my work so I could be here.
Okay.
What?
Well, what else do you
Huh.
want to say?
I would like you guys to know that Victoria Lennox is extremely fucking dangerous. Excuse my language. I apologize. Everything that comes out of her mouth is
That's enough. Start cursing.
everything that comes out of her mouth is a manipulated lie.
Okay, thank you for your opinion on that. She wasn't supposed to be there. It's disingenuous when she says, I didn't know I wasn't supposed to have contact with her. It was specifically told to her by the magistrate. She signed the bond information report saying, I'm not to have any contact whatsoever with Susan Spencer. So she's in the strange position that you're in her house, but it's not without her consent. You've been there as partners for some time. She may be the only one on the lease, but you're a tenant. And she can't just throw your stuff out on the street. She has to go through the eviction process. So now she's in jail and you're in her apartment and the door's kicked in. So I want you to secure.
Your Honor, the door's not kicked in. I paid to fix it last night.
All right, fine. She also
Okay.
fines and costs in another case. I'm gonna take care of that right now. File 21569, the case that Judge Pattison gave her 91 days in jail. She was to pay fines and costs by September 1st or do 5 days in jail. She's gonna be in jail anyway. So I'm gonna give her 5 days jail credit 1 in that case and wipe out the fine. That's 21569 FY. I was gonna say it, but Deborah beat me to it. You can't live with each other and you can't live without each other. And you're taking the opportunity here on a public record to badmouth one another. The one positive thing is that Victoria was not using yesterday, but going with or loving an addicted person is very difficult. So I commend you, Victoria, but A, you weren't supposed to be there, and I guess I can understand maybe why you didn't know, because you should have been arrested the first time the cops saw you there, the two of you together. But they kept letting it slide because you had sentencing this morning, and finally they got tired of getting called over there and just took you into custody. You weren't supposed to be in contact with her. And I think as soon as you got out, you moved back in the same house. And you're right, you are gonna have to evict her.
Even I don't get that, and it is the case. But I don't do like landlord tenant stuff. I don't know why they have to evict her. They're not supposed to be together. She's not on the lease. Get out. But apparently she has her things there, so she has some rights with respect to that. But I think it's crazy. I really feel sorry for this woman. She's basically being stalked.
91 days in rehab didn't solve the problem. You got 91 days in jail from Judge Pattison, and within 2 weeks you got rearrested, maybe even less. Within a short time, anyway, you got rearrested for another assault.
But it was
Blaming on
somewhat.
the other person's addiction doesn't solve it. I'm gonna order 10 days credit 1. Concurrent with the time I just gave you on the other case. She'll be out before Christmas. 211941. Oops, 21.
Yep, something like that.
569. I don't know what to say or how to fix this problem other than as Miss Davis says, you're in a very toxic
Oh,
relationship.
thank you.
I can't tell you to stay away from each other, although I recommend it.
Why can't he?
I was gonna give you 30 days in jail, but the fact that you were maintaining your sobriety caused me to reduce the sentence by 2/3. All right, Miss Lennox, you're gonna get some good time. 10 days minus 1 is 9, probably 2 days. You'll be out in about 7 days. Miss Spencer, you should figure out what you're gonna do, because she doesn't want you in her house and you're not on the lease. She can't just throw you out, but my suggestion is you find another place to go. 'Cause
Thank you,
there's probably
Stacy.
eviction
And I agree.
coming. All right.
So Your Honor, do I still owe that, the fine that was,
No, I wiped it out. And
All
I'm
right,
giving
thank
you
you.
0 fine in this case.
all right, thank you.
All right. Ms. Lennox, you're gonna be there in time for lunch.
Okay.
Remove the jail. All right, we've got a ways to go yet. We've got Kayla.
Well, there you have it. I just saw the fireworks on that. I had that playing in the background while I was milling around this morning. I had to get ready for a motion and some other stuff that I was doing. And I let a lot of that call play. All the cases really looked interesting, but that was kind of the craziest. She really lost it there, and again, Judge Middleton is so good. He just was calm through the whole thing. He's like, okay, you've stated your opinion. You got to stop now. I thought she'd get a contempt on that. She certainly deserved it. But they're both in trouble all the time. So it's it's not like something she hasn't dealt with before. I don't know what the solution is there, other than it would seem to me you could put restrictions on her being around um her girlfriend there who's who's occupying that apartment, and then when she goes back, that would force her out of the apartment. I mean, these two just need to be separated. I don't have the answers. I just looked at it and thought, wow, that's crazy stuff. Like I said, I just did one with Steve Lehto, and it was really fun, and I call that cat fight, and that is downright charming compared to this. That we had a little scuffle at the park and ride. This is much more serious stuff, and really gets out there. But I just wanted to do this and squeeze in right here while I had a chance. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming out. I hope this is better too. I was also trying to adjust the volume. I had a lot of people tell me that I had that off. And I've done a few recently with guests, and I hadn't done that before. And it also depends on the video. So I hope it's improving. Thanks a lot.